gentlemen, this is Christelle Martinette, and I'm here with the reading for you for the month of November. And how am I going to do that? I'll show you. First, I have this extraordinary deck, an extraordinary tarot deck that is called the Illuminated Tarot Alchemy in Tarot Sola Busca. Now, this is a, it's quite a mysterious deck. It's a sort of a piece of history. It's not your average tarot deck, but something very special. There were copies made, and the most recent copy was made in 1998 by, well, it was reprinted, by a man called Wolfgang Meyer. And the original of this tarot deck dates back to the late 15th century, well, 1491, if I'm not mistaken. But there too, there's a lot of mystery around that, around the date. And it was printed in Venice originally, but there's a lot of uncertainty as to who the original artist was. And why I like this deck, you'll see in the readings, there are the major arcana. They are slightly different from normal tarot decks, but they're all filled with people and with their weapons, with their tools, what they're doing, and I like that. There is also a copy of the Sola Busca tarot in the British Museum. It has been there for some time. And I know for a fact it's been chronicled that Arthur Edward Waite created a deck and also was inspired by this. So before I go on to the readings, I just wanted to tell you, do go visit my other YouTube channel, because there I will every now and then do one-off readings. For example, we have the holidays of Halloween coming up the 31st. There's All Saints Day, you know, at least in many parts of the world, November 1st, so 31st of October, November 1st, those are important days. And there'll be the moon cycles as well, and I tend to go there one-off and not in tandem with this channel. So thank you everyone for supporting me, ladies and gentlemen, my older subscribers, and welcome to my new subscribers. Let's go on to the videos. Namaste, ladies and gentlemen. Taurus, hello Taurus. Welcome Taurus to your November by Christelle Martinette. Let's see what these Sola Busca tarot cards have in store for you. And I will tell you my impressions and what comes to me during the tarot reading. I want to concentrate now on there's a lot of expectation. It's just too strong for me to keep in. There are expectations to have. All right, let's see what this spread is going to be like. Okay. Well, interesting cards. Now, what do we have here for you, Scorpio, yeah, Taurus? Now, look, there is, you come into the month where you are typical, you know, if I could say, a typical Taurus. You're going it alone. You're watching people from afar. This is the 9th major arcana, and of course we know the Hermit is the 9 major arcana. This is slightly different. It has a different sense to it. It's purposeful. There is a purposeful intention in your makeup as you come into the month. Then we have well, this is the 18th major arcana, which corresponds generally to the moon, but how it looks more like a hermit now. You have this purposeful sensation. You're on a mission now, but there is the feeling that you're holding back. You need to hold back because you are not afraid. It's not fear, but you are certain, almost as if you were certain that you need to control yourself more than you do because you're afraid of losing your drive. Now, what is the issue in the middle of as you come in? What is the sensation? What is the present for you, Taurus? Here we have the Ten of Wands. Now, the Ten of Wands, of course, is the end of a battle, you know. We have 8 wands here and 2 crossing at the bottom in front of what looks like almost a plaque. It's something that is heavy and with an insignia. And it marks for you, coming into November, the end of a very, very stressful period, a very you know, you have this on your mind all the time. It has to do with your activity, with work. You're trying to lighten your load, and this is the situation that you come into in the month of November. So many major arcana. We have the Fool card here. And whereas all of the cards have a name of a Roman emperor, Roman figure, this is the only card, the Fool card, that is a fool. Is the Mato, is the Fool. And this is the passive future. The way, the energy that you have without doing anything, without acting on things that come your way. You have nonetheless a certain energy that makes you want to rush forward. And you're at wit's end as to how to control that, how to rein that in. And then we've got, I mean, how many cards? This is 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the 4th major arcana. Sorry, this is the 4th card that's a major arcana. This is the 5th major arcana, which is likened to the Hierophant. But you will see, as I said, these cards are different. We have here a measurement, and it's almost a Libra-like energy. You're weighing, you know, before you act. This is the card that represents what you feel and how things will occur if you act on your instincts. Now you can see the tension with these two. What happens if I just let things lie? The energy will be scattered. What happens if I act on it? It will require me to work in a balanced way. It will require me to control myself more than I'm perhaps, not sure, willing to at the current time. Now, what do we have here? We've got the 9 of Cups. And the 9 of Cups is the mystery card. And the mystery card here tells us that it's all over the place. I mean, you have your energy is not scattered. It's not scattered. Your energy can be spent in many different ways. You have before you many opportunities. You're choosing not to see them, I see. You're choosing not to see them, and you want to make a break with the past and sort of turn over a new leaf, Taurus. And it seems that your fortune, everything that is linked through a network in your life, the friend of your companion who tells you, look, there's a job in this place, I think you'd be the suitable person for that job. Another friend of yours says, why don't stay in that job? You know, there's this other opportunity, go for it. Okay. Now there is the other side of you. This is happening all in November. It's right coming even before the month of November, coming into the month of November. And you are at wit's end as to think, well, what am I to do? Do I really want to put the pressure on myself and go for it? You know, because you remember you've come out of a situation that was quite stressful. But remember here, there are your countenance, the way you are, the wanting to go forward, but at the same time remembering that the losses that you have suffered recently, in inverted commas, the possibility of making errors, and you would like to go it not alone necessarily. You do take counsel from those people around you, but you want to go onward and face your fate and your destiny in an active way, but in a more pondered way. That is more typical, you're saying to yourself, I'm not saying this about you, that is more typical of your nature. So what I'm seeing here is that there's a lot of you talking to yourself, of course talking to others, but then coming back and being alone and thinking, well, what should I do? I understand there's this opportunity. And of course, I have to remember that I'm the first one to party. And should I just enjoy myself as well? Do my job, come home, party. But what has that got me till now? Do I have anything to show for it? And you're taking that and imagining the possibility of acting on those opportunities that are coming your way. Because since this is the mystery card, the true revelation, what is behind door number 1, what is behind door number 2, up until 9, we won't know unless you walk right into that. And so in a way, the cards are showing you, giving you a picture of how you are, but at the same time, they're giving you a mirror telling you, look, Taurus, there's a conundrum here. There's a quandary. You have a bone to pick with your destiny, because you're being given opportunities. They're shown there. It's not that somebody's giving you a job. You find that there's an opportunity and you need to act on that in order for a certain series of events to take place. But you are so overburdened with how things went up until now. You're very, very unlikely. In your mind, you're thinking, I don't even want to waste the energy, And so this is how the month of November is being presented to you. I'm going to take the VERA SIBILLA cards here and take 3 for this spread and see what they have to add. It's quite interesting, this tension of wanting to keep the status quo, but then knowing that the status quo perhaps has not brought you what you truly, truly would like. Yes, and of course, we yearn for melancholia, the melancholy, we yearn for the times that were. And the letter, lettera, and casa, the home. Now, this is a metaphorical. You're very, very, very interested in this period, and I have been getting that for the last 3 or 4 months, I can remember. You want something that is yours, that it has your first name and your last name on it. This is a rock that I have built myself. It's very important for you to be able to say that you have an accomplishment, that you have accomplished something. Now, what is interesting here for me as a reader to see is that despite there's this turning sort of back to the past and considering, the status quo, at the same time, you're very full aware that the effort that you put in has brought to, literally in your mind, nothing till now as to, going on your own, being your own man, your own woman, being more independent, because it's high on your mind, this independence. I'm not talking about relationships here. I'm talking about the relationships, yes, with partnerships in crime, if you will, in your livelihood. But I'm more talking about here how you view yourself in relation to your activity, your daily activity, your livelihood, your work. And the notion, if you're not on your own, if you're not have your own business, that is burning inside you. But that is being weighed against the notion of can I just not enjoy myself? We're here and we're meant to enjoy ourselves. Can I just not do that? Then what is this me weighing all that I have done against my past in relation to the future? Why is that? So there's this double nature to you. And let me take the runes to see how they talk to us, Taurus. Let me then get the rune that fell. And that is Fehu Brightstave. Yes, sirree. Fehu Brightstave. Okay. If you can act upon this tension that you're feeling, boy, you have a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow there for you. What is that? Fate favors the bold, or what? Fortune favors the bold. All right, now I've got the protective rune here, Awats, that talks about you coming into the month and being in a safe place. You feel safe, even though you haven't in your mind created anything that has your name on it, but you feel safe. At the same time, and look at how they talk to you. There we have Algides, and it is neither Merkstave nor Brightstave, but it tells us that feeling will last it is short-lived. It will be short-lived if you don't have an historic memory in relation to what you have done so far, and can take the risk or can use what you have learned in order to take steps towards enacting something that you would like to see for yourself. Otala Brightstave is telling me that your past, your history is, I'm calling it history, your recent history, and your long, childhood, how were you at childhood, that alone will serve to guide you in the steps of what you should be doing in the future. And Tyr Brightstave attests to that. What do we have then? We've got this weighing, we've got this business of putting on a scale. What have I done before? Where do I want to go? What do I have to do? I've got here Iwatts, that is Brightstave, right over that. That's a journeying room. That's going forward, not in trepidation, going forward with measured contemplation. And the last, over this mystery card, of course, the Nine of Cups, is Anzu's Merkstave. It doesn't, that signals to you that it's your decision. Take note of what you have done. But ultimately, it's your call where and how you want to move forward, Taurus. Namaste, ladies and gentlemen. It was a pleasure for me to read for you. Please like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate it. Bye-bye.